Richician!
Hey YouTube, Richician84 here, and welcome to Q&A number 126. So just gotta adjust the camera a bit. Let's kick it off. The first two questions are from Matt and Alison Welch. 1. With my September '07 format Blue Eyes White Dragon deck, I love playing some of the old school classics in it. Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, Kyberman, and Paladin of White Dragon. Out of the old school support for Blue Eyes, which one do you think is the most fun? For me, Shining Dragon hits the mark despite being hard to summon during that format. Yeah, I have to agree with you. I would say Blue Eyes Shining Dragon as well. Yeah, it's a very fun card to bring out, and something that's not expected these days. In fact, I remember someone leaving a comment on one of my Blue Eyes duels on Team Sorcerer's channel saying, "I'm sorry, did you actually summon Blue Eyes Shining Dragon?" I was like, yes, I did. Sure, it's not one of the better options, but I want to run it anyway, and of course I do it as well because it's one of my favourite boss monsters and favourite dragons in the game, and I ran it in my own Blue Eyes deck in honour of Emma Blue Eyes 10, because the Blue Eyes Shining Dragon is her favourite card. And I still have my original copy of Shining Dragon, even though I don't have the Blue Eyes deck core anymore, but I kept the more nostalgic, sentimental cards, including my original 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. 2. What will you and Emma do for Valentine's this year together? Alison and myself are going out to a nice Middle Eastern restaurant near where I used to live, in the next town over from where we are. I guess we'll probably go out and eat as well. I mean, it might be hard to actually celebrate it on the actual day this year because she's working. But we do plan on celebrating the day after, just going out to a restaurant as well, or at least that's the plan. Sorry, comment just came up, I'll read it in a sec. Or after I finished. Yeah, that's pretty much the plan. I mean, I'm still gonna bring her flowers and chocolate, of course. And of course, my Valentine's gift that I got for her, or should I say gifts. Okay, next question is from Pokemaster Cube. Yeah. What is it you use for the digital plays of the game? Because while I sort of want to get back into the game, I don't want the hassle and costs of trying to reassemble older decks or new ones. Well, what I personally use is Edo Pro, which you can get off Discord, or there's bound to be somewhere on the internet where you can get it as well, but Edo Pro is what I use because I just prefer it over anything else, to be honest. I do have a Dueling Book account, which is basically the new Dueling Network, but I don't use it anymore. I can't really be bothered with it. While there is no time limit on your plays, and you can take back any misclicks, I just sort of feel like the automated setup of Edo Pro just makes things easier, especially when it comes to being sure of what cards can work and what can't. Rather annoyingly, you can't take back a misclick, but that doesn't really come up a lot. There is something else that's used, which the one and only Xylophone and Mario use for some of their duel videos. I can't remember what the name of the program is called. Uh, it's not Edo Pro, it's not Master Duel. I can't remember, but Master Duel, of course, is another option. But of course, I don't have Master Duel, nor do I have the other program. So yeah, it's literally just Edo Pro that I use because, well, it's easier. Then I've got several questions from Sparkman91, but first he's got some more Sonic trivia for all our Sonic the Hedgehog needs. Did you know Sonic CD and Sonic 2 were being developed at the same time? No, I did not know that. Sonic CD was being worked on by the Japanese team, or while Sonic 2 was being worked on in the US. Did you know that the Japanese/European versions of Sonic CD have a completely different soundtrack from the version that came out in North America? I didn't know that either, especially since I've never had the pleasure of owning Sonic CD. Yeah, that's one of the very few early games that I never played, because me and my brother have never been lucky enough to own a what the hell's the name of that console? The one that plays CDs. It's not. Is it the Mega CD? I feel like that sounds about right. I mean, obviously it wouldn't be the Master System. It wouldn't be the Mega Drive or Genesis if you're American. I feel like that's right. No, I've never played that game. I feel like that's something I should see if I can do somehow. Anyway, moving along. Did you know that Silver the Hedgehog originally started off as an orange mink named Venice? He was named Venice after the city in Italy, which also happens to be the inspiration for the city of Solana. I think I'm saying that right, in Sonic 06. Silver originally was made to showcase the new physics engine Sega was using in Sonic 06, hence the use of his telekinesis. I didn't know that either. So that is very fascinating information, for sure. But looking back to those cutscenes, I guess it did kind of look like Venice in a way. I don't know why I never picked up on that back then. Yu-Gi-Oh! Questions. Can you name every deck you ever played? I'm pretty sure I can, but there's some decks that I regret playing and wish I'd never built that I refuse to acknowledge the existence of. But I can, of course, list every other deck. So obviously there's the signature 5, Dark Magician, Elemental Heroes, Rainbow Neos, Magician Girls, and Cats. I don't know whether or not to count anything I made on Edo Pro during my deck building challenges. I suppose I could, as well as different incarnations of Dark Magician, my character decks, and speed duel decks. The speed duel decks, of course, being Dark Magician and Elemental Heroes, and Poker Knights. Character decks being Yugi, Jade, and Yusei, Yuma, and my Highlander Yuya deck. Everything else I've had to basically go back to my Ultimate Championship playlist, where the idea was to play pretty much every deck I ever played in it. Oh yeah, there was one other that I didn't include, which was my Gearfried the Swordmaster deck, something I tried to make in GOAT format, but I had great difficulty with, because back then Gearfried the Swordmaster was hard to get. But yeah, that was something I did play back then. And yeah, obviously, as you can see, we'll go through it. I mean, I don't know if this counts as cheating though, but I feel like if I tried to name them all off the top of my head, this video might take way too long. So yeah, Magnet Warriors, Legendary Knight, Sky Scourge Karibo, Dark Eradicator Warlock, Dark Magician Knight, Nitro Warrior, Normal Pendulum, Cyburst, Firewall Dragon Dark Fluid. Oh yeah, there's my Zane character deck as well. Generic Dragons, Anime Dragon, formerly Hopeless Anime Dragon, Battle Floater, Red Eyes Black Dragon, Ice Barrier, Gemini Hero, Hero City, Blue Eyes White Dragon, Prismagician, Morphtronics, Dark Magic Spell Counter, Fire Kings, Masked Heroes, without Darklaw of course, my Asta Phoenix character deck, Blade Edge Beatdown, Majestic Star Dragon, my Skeleton character Jaden deck, Rockets, Buster Blader, Destiny Heroes, my Skeleton character Yugi deck, Black Wings, my wait, I already said Jaden earlier, Neos Beatdown, Dark Magician Hero, Destiny Board, Aggro, Heroic Ninja, Dark Magic Strike, Little City, Synchro City, Battling Boxers, Malefics, Supreme Kings, Magician of Chaos, Summon Skull, Dark Paladin, Generic Warriors, Card, Blackluster Soldier, Old Eyes Dimension Dragon, formerly my Dimension Dragon deck, Fish Cyberdarks, my Generation Dual format Elemental Heroes, Synchro Warrior, Poker Knights, Small Spaceships, Generic Machines, Generic Fairies, an Onomatopoeia character deck, Onomatopoeia being the main character of the fan-made series which Stephen X did, thumbs up if anyone remembers him, Noble Knights, Ladies' Room, Raid Raptors, Elemental Hero Divine Neos, Blue Eyes Demise, Spirals, Yugi Ritual Turbo, Generic Plants, Evil Heroes, Wicked Gods, Beasts, Insects, Egyptian Gods, Gadget Hero, Hieratic Gods, Frogs, without Totally Arsehole, of course, Rat Toolbox, Vision Heroes, Gagaga, Gagaga Dark Magician, Speedroids, Crystal Beasts, Galaxy Photons, Utopia, Big City, Plant Hero, Arcanites of Endymion, Generation Dual Dark Magician, Legendary Hero, Stardust Junk, Light Rays, Neos Wise Man, Random All-Stars, Earthbound Immortals, Nordic Beasts, my Joey character deck, Elemental Hero Mariner, Exodia, Prophecy Dark Magician, Vampires, Red Dragon Archfiend, Gaia Knight, Gagaga, BES, Reactor, Pendulum Dark Magician, Yugi Gadget, Aliens, Toons, Generic Spellcasters, Jinzo, my Jack Atlas character deck, Generic Water, Prophecy Magician, Casino Knight, Rainbow Dark Dragon, Evil Bell Hero, Hands of Danger, Neo-Spacians, and Destiny End Dragoon. Now there is of course the decks I built in my deck building challenges, whether they were on here or on Team Sorcerers, which I did play. Not all of them would have been on camera, but there's of course Nuvellis, which of course I want to play in real life games, Melfi's, still want to make my own version of that for common charity, Gate Guardian, I also played Valon's armor deck from the anime, because anime cards were an option on Edo Pro. The Ancient Treasure deck. What else was there? Um, oh yeah, and actually some structure decks. I also played various structure decks, you know, if they count. Couldn't tell you all of them. I think there's Warrior's Strike, Spellcaster's Judgment. Did I play any of the others? Oh yeah, Hero's Strike. Um, yeah, I can't remember any of the other structure decks. I'm just trying to remember the other proper decks. Oh yeah, Pearlies. Yeah, I don't normally dabble in meta archetypes, but I did make my own Pearly deck on there because I was not as a deck building challenge, but I was still trying to figure out what sort of build to make for Emma. Um, so yeah, I have played with that. Yeah, I know not a lot of people like Pearlies, but it's one of those very few meta decks that I genuinely do like. So yeah, I have played that. I feel like I should have looked over all the deck building challenge videos I did before filming this episode. Unless of course, I just go over to Team Sorcerers and look at the playlist. That would make things easier. Ooh, Team Sorcerers is on 738 subscribers. Let's go! Then go to playlist. And they'll be under challenges, of course. Here we are. Oh yeah, Sacred Beasts. That was before I started hating them because Cerulean Skyfire and Awakening of the Sacred Beasts exist. And Heroic Ninja, that was another deck that I completely forgot about. Oh yeah, and Aggro, which is meant to be a modern day version of a classic beatdown deck. Very similar to Matt and Allison, which is September 2007 format beatdown deck. So small spaceships, Fire Kings. Oh yeah, I didn't consider past format decks. Then again, they'll be very similar to the decks I already mentioned anyway, so it's fine. Oh yes, sea, as in shiny black sea and all that stuff. So basically the sea insect monsters. Rabbits, because I wanted to see if that would work. Psychics, Highlander Dark Magician, Highlander Elemental Heroes. Did I even play this? I don't know if I had games with any of these hero decks, Neos Fusion and Elemental Heroes. Oh yeah, there was Dark Magician and Fusion Friends as well as Kaiju Dark Magician. Yeah, there's just a bunch of past format decks here, but why the hell? Oh wait, they're Try Not to Laugh Challenge dual videos. Oh yeah, I also made my own Super Heavy Samurai deck as well. Dinosaurs. That was something else I played as well. How could I forget? I guess it doesn't help that I just don't like dinosaurs anymore because of Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, Lithosygem and Lost World. See, Helios and Battle Guards, two more of Matt and Alison Welch's decks. I made those. I also made, well, I made and played them, of course, as well as a pure Chimera deck with no branded bullshit. Because, like I said before, just seeing mixed decks of Chimera and branded was just boring and stagnant. Oh yeah, and Arcana Force was something I worked on very recently as well. So yeah, that is literally every deck I ever played, pretty much. Now if the questions would hurry up and load again, we can move along. Come on. Were there any held for review? Nope, that's okay then. Right, moving on with the questions. Inspired by the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Game Chronicles that came out this past weekend, what decks would you like to see get animations? Elemental Heroes, definitely Elemental Heroes. I would have said Dark Magician, but they already did that, and throw Rainbow Neosin. I guess a few of my favourite decks as well. Maybe any of the ones that I already listed just now. What is some of your favourite Yu-Gi-Oh! Merch slash memorabilia? There we go, got there in the end. Excluding all the obvious stuff like deck boxes and playmats, one of mine is my Pegasus and Toons hoodie I got from Hyperland during their first collab. I don't think I ever saw that hoodie. I would say, basically the Millennium Puzzle, the phone one that I have over there, as well as the necklace that Jaden wore during the Shadow Rider arc. Yeah, definitely those. As well as some of the clothes I have already. I mean, my Yu-Gi-Oh! Champion t-shirt, my Dark Magician t-shirt, the Dark Magician hoodie, of course, that is behind me, and my other Yu-Gi-Oh! Hoodie, and of course, this card stand which my good friend Dell's Logos 1974 3D printed, and it contains Raviel, which I got from the tin, a prize from the very first tournament. My god, it's dusty. Can't have that. And now it's out of place. God's sake. Maybe not that much. Oh yeah, and the figures. I've got various Dark Magician figures and statues. Some of them are over there. There's a couple over there. And two on my desk, which of course are out of view right now, but you might have seen them if you watched my remote duel games with Matt and Alison Welch. Right, next question. As of next year, Bandai are planning on doing global releases for all Digimon TCG sets going forward. Do you think it's possible we could ever see the same thing happen to Yu-Gi-Oh? I hope so, because it would be nice to open some older sets again. Magician's Force, Elemental Energy, Stardust Overdrive, Generation Force, Legendary Collection 2. That is, if I can spare the money for it. um, uh, I mean, it's something that Konami might do. I mean, they did reprint all those classic sets last year in their booster boxes. What are your thoughts on generic extra deck cards? For example, Baron de Fleur, seeing play in every deck that can make a level 10 synchro, apart from the deck it was actually made for, that being the Fleur archetype. Well, it depends what it does, really. I mean, it is pretty nice. Baron de Fleur, of course, can go fuck itself. That card should never have been printed. Which I guess comes to one point. Generic negates. Like Baron, Borreload Savage Dragon. Then again, all negates are just annoying bullshit, unfair, unhealthy, and bad for the game anyway, and all of them should be banned. But yeah, it's not great when, particularly not great when they're generic and pretty much any deck can use them, and that's just not healthy for the game. It just sucks all the fun, life, and joy out of it. But I guess that does play a part in why there's now a limit of 15 when, like I said, I would love it if it went up to 20. I guess if these generic extra deck cards have effects which are fair and balanced and don't do something that stops the opponent playing the game, that makes it okay, and can provide extra options for whatever deck someone's playing. I guess that's my take on it. Last question from you. Konami are releasing a classic collection of some of the earliest Yu-Gi-Oh games in the Yu-Gi-Oh Early Days collection. Are there any other classic Yu-Gi-Oh titles you would like to see remade or remastered or re-released? I for one think a collection for the Tag Duel games that were on the PSP would be great. Ah, good old Tag Force. Yeah, that does sound like fun. I've only had the pleasure of playing the first Tag Force game. I never got the other two, so yeah, that would be great. As well as seeing Nightmare Troubadour again. That was absolutely fantastic for various ways. I just love everything about the gameplay. I love that it gave us Magician's Circle, something I was very excited to get back then. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it, really. I guess I'd say some like pre-synchro Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship games. Even though I do still have those DS games and a working DS somewhere. Just trying to see if it's still on my... Oh, no, it is still on my desk and it should still work, but I'd need to find the charger just in case. Next questions are from Gungner. Excuse me. 1. What do you think of the new Dark Magician and its own Mirror Force? Yeah, I knew someone would ask me about those. They are pretty cool. It is interesting that they were thrown into the Gold Sarcophagus archetype, and kind of surprising that they're trying to mix the Gold Sarcophagus of Light and Dark Magician archetypes together, since the gold sarcophagus cards are meant to be retrains of monsters that little Yugi used, um, along with the fact that in the final duel, little Yugi didn't use Mirror Force or Dark Magician. Although regarding this Dark Magician retrain, um, I feel like it's kind of a reference to Dark Side of Dimensions when Yugi was playing Dark Magician, but he was playing the version of him that's dressed in black and has white hair. So I feel like that's a reference to that. Um, so they are cool, but I feel like they'd be a bit tricky to play outside of the Gold Sarcophagus of Light archetype. So I probably won't actually play these cards myself, but because they are Dark Magician support cards, I will want them for my Dark Magician card collection once they come out. 2. What do you think about the new Exodia cards and that Exodia got its own booster set? I mean, I think it's great. I'm actually surprised about that and that it's sort of becoming an archetype. However, I hate the fusion. Why? Because, well, it's a monster that I was about to say negates everything, but it's a dark bribe on legs. Just like Shen and Heraclinos and Endymion, the mighty master of magic, and those who have known me for a long time know how much I fucking hate dark bribes on legs and monsters that negate everything. Just why? Why do Konami keep doing this? Konami, stop printing dark bribes on legs and monsters that negate everything. They're annoying and degenerate, and they suck all the fun, life and joy out of the game. It's like they do it just to piss off some of the player base and just not let them have fun, which kind of defeats the whole point of the game. I mean, the other effects are pretty cool, but that just the fact that it's a dark bribe on legs just automatically made me hate it. And yeah, it's not a card I ever want to deal with. The other cards are nice, they're pretty cool. I love the retrains of Sengenjin and the Millennium cards, Golem and, wait, what was the other one? Fuck, I completely forgot. Shield, Millennium Shield. There might have been another Millennium monster, but it's just not coming to mind. And I remember reading somewhere that someone was hoping for a retrain of Sengenjin or Sengenjin support, and whoever said that got their wish. So that is really cool. But fuck the fusion though. 3. I showed you the new Dark Magician Girl Exodia card. What do you think? Would it not be better if it was a Gold Sarcophagus of Light card? I need to just quickly read this card again. So, yeah, level 6 Dark Illusion, Fusion Beast, fusion of an illusion monster and a dark monster. Once per turn during the standby phase, if your opponent's life points are higher than yours, double your life points. Once per turn, banish a Millennium Cross from your graveyard, and if you do, take 5 Forbidden 1 monster cards from your hand, deck and face up on the field, reveal them, then special summon 1 Phantom God Exodia Incarnate from your extra. I mean, it is pretty interesting, I guess, but the revealing part is really confusing to me, because it says, take 5 Forbidden 1 monster cards from your hand, deck, and face up field and reveal them. But it doesn't say where they go afterwards, like if if they're revealed from the deck, do you just put them back in the deck and shuffle? I'm assuming that's what you do with this card, but I'm not sure. Again, the way it's worded is just confusing. Um, uh, um, yeah, even though it's a fusion, it seems like a very easy one to bring out, and another annoying easy way to bring out the Exodia fusion. Um, that's that's kind of annoying. Um, as for a Gold Sarcophagus of Light card, um, I don't really have a strong opinion on that. I mean, I guess maybe it would have been better, but then again, it would be another card that sort of defeats the point, because again, in the final duel, it was a Tem that played Dark Magician Girl and not Little Yugi, so I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that. And the last three questions are from Weber's 5. 1. Did you see my pics and vids from the rock show I went to on Saturday? Also, when were you going to tell me that you changed your name and became a pro guitarist? Matt and Alison agree that he looks just like you. Yeah, the resemblance is kind of uncanny, I guess. Yeah, I did see them earlier. Yeah, that's great stuff. Of course, to be fair, with the way I dress sometimes, I do look like I belong in a rock band. Although, here's a fun fact about me, which I don't think I ever talked about in a video, but about 20 years ago, I did want to learn how to play the guitar, because it is said that it is a great way to impress women, and I just thought of it as a way to try and get a girlfriend at the time. But for some reason, I never followed through with learning how to play it. Um, Even though my dad gave me a brief lesson. Oh well. Um, 2. I'm planning to enter the minor league next week, but I need a replacement for Access Code Talker. I checked the list. Do I pick a card that works as a endgame beat stick or something situational and techy? That's a very good question, actually. Because I know you do love your spicy techs, which does make your decks interesting for sure. Um, but I know you do play your decks in a competitive way at the same time. Well, mainly Endymion. Um, I wish I knew what to suggest. I mean, I was gonna suggest Borrelode or Borrel Sword, but then I just remembered, oh wait, the Borrel monsters are banned in the minor league, so that's out of the question. Um, oh, I wish I knew what to suggest. Because the thing is, I can't remember what your the full. I can't fully remember what's in your extra deck. It probably hasn't changed much since I last looked at it. So maybe something techy, I guess. Because you have lots of great extra deck monsters already. Um, yeah, something situational and techy could be interesting. For sure. Um, uh, um, One thing I will say about the minor league is good luck trying to have any fun in that, because well, I did decide on something my after the tournament report last night, based on some other stuff that happened yesterday evening. I don't want to play in the minor league anymore. Yeah, this is a shock for a lot of people I know. Now, yes, I did amazingly well in the last two, getting 2 wins in a row, even though they're 2 joint wins, so I have had a satisfactory amount of success and enjoyed a lot of the games I had. However, there are some things that have just made them off-putting to me. I mean, I'm not trying to put you or anyone else off joining in on the minor league, but I'm just explaining why I've all of a sudden just gone off them again. Like, too many OTK decks are being played, which just goes against the spirit of the minor league, as well as the odd deck with some sort of negate. And not only that, arguments keep coming up over cards and decks that I hate, and it's just got to a point where I've just had enough of it all. Not to mention, no one will agree to ban Ash Blossom from the minor league, despite my genuine concerns and reasoning behind wanting it gone. And it's like, what's the point anymore? You know, the problem is, like, well, not really the problem, but the thing is about them is, like, I even stopped playing in the normal tournaments and am in the process of quitting current format Yu-Gi-Oh! Just to specifically get away from all that bullshit so that I don't have to deal with it anymore. But I guess the minor league was the wrong place to come to. Anyway, I know that's a bit off topic, but yeah, I didn't want to bring that up in my tournament report because I didn't really want to ruin the mood, potentially. Of course, I'm not stopping you from entering, or anyone else, but I'm just briefly explaining why it just now doesn't appeal to me anymore. Anyway, last question. I feel like I saw you... Sorry, hang on. I feel like I saw you posted you were after a Utopia Beyond recently. I have one going. Do you need it? Yes, absolutely. I am still after a Utopia Beyond, and I would love to get it off you. Thank you very much. That is something I'm after for my Novellas deck, in case there is an opportunity to overlay 2 level 6 monsters. And I do get 2 level 6s out onto the field a lot of the time, but just hardly go into the extra deck, because, well, it is a ritual archetype. But I do like having the option of rank 6s, including Utopia Beyond, so yeah, that would be great if you sorted me out with one. And that's it for questions in this episode. Thanks a lot for your guys' questions, very cool ones as always, and if you've got any other questions you want to ask me, post them in the comments section down below. And remember, I do these episodes every Tuesday afternoon or evening, UK time, so be sure to get your questions in before then, so that you don't miss out. Thanks again, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Richician YouTube channel.